check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, man. I just watched the entire Joyce fight, and it was in slow motion. He defeated Bryant Jennings for the WBA Gold Heavyweight Champion of the World. You got the WBA interim, regular, gold, and super WBA belt, but he got the gold belt. We just found out about that like 6 months ago. But hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. And yes, Gorman and Du Bois is next. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. All those links in the description. Appreciate the love, support. You want to make a donation? That link's there as well too. Best donation you can make is share the video. But I watched the entire fight, and it wasn't boring. You know, it was. Joyce was slow, but I picked Joyce to win. I told people when this fight was made. I didn't do no film study. Only reason I picked Joyce to win this fight because Bryant Jennings came off a knockout, and Team Joyce knew he was a shop-worn fighter. It was a perfect opportunity. This wasn't, Bryant Jennings with a full head of steam. He had just, looked good versus Oscar Rivas, and then he got starched in the 12th round. And they knew he was a beat-down fighter, and they took the opportunity to, continue to put his career in flux. But in the first round, I gave it to Jennings. I think I had 117, 110. Only reason was that wide. I explained that because they took a point away for a belt shot. I think it wasn't even really a below the belt shot, but I talked about that later. I think I was in the 10th round, maybe 10th or 11th. But I had Joyce winning 117, 110. In actuality, it probably was more like 116 to 111 or something like that. But first round, Joyce came out, set the tone with volume. He threw way more punches than Jennings. He was the aggressor, but Jennings caught him, I think, with a left hook, counter left hook to the body, and hurt Joyce, so I gave him that round. Joyce was really hurt. He snatched his elbow down there. But from that point on, it was Joyce not respecting Bryant Jennings' reach, which he's a shorter fighter, but he got a 4-inch reach advantage. He didn't respect Bryant Jennings' power, and nor did Bryant Jennings use his speed to his advantage. Usually when you got a speed advantage, you throw in combination. He was trying to really throw in between Joyce slow shots. But Joyce, his shots were slower than slow, but his shots flowed beautifully. You know what I'm saying? He's mixing in great combinations, mixing in the uppercut, mixing in hooks, and he's mixing in body shots. He had a really, really great just rhythm going tonight, man. He looked smooth in there. He looked hella slow like a sloth, and Bryant Jennings was trying to shut him up for that counter left hook like he was a one-punch punch knockout artist, and that wasn't Bryant Jennings' MO. Or he was acting like Joyce didn't have a chin, and he buzzed Joyce a couple times to the head, but it was one shot at a time. He didn't put 3 or 4 or 5 together. Shit, he didn't put 2 together a lot of times in the fight, and he hurt him with right hands and left hooks, but he was trying to counter him, and then when he did counter him, Joyce was far enough out of range for him not to follow up, and that was just the rhythm of the night. Was Joyce, eating good, pushing Jennings on the back foot, putting him on the ropes, Jennings putting them earmuffs on, trying to punch in between Joyce slow combinations, and John David Jackson and Bryant Jennings, they never made the proper adjustments, and Jennings tried to, come on like in the middle of late rounds and go to the body. Joyce just was stopping all of that. Joyce was just working, he was just really, really working, and his slow punches was just getting there, and his height, allowed him to really get out of range, and Jennings just didn't double the jab up. Jennings didn't, double the left hook to the head, to the body. He didn't throw combinations. He didn't work an uppercut. He didn't work a body shot. In combinations, he just was one shot at a time. And when he did throw in combinations, it was kind of like to fight Joyce to keep Joyce off his ass. And that's just the story of the fight. Was Joyce was the more active fighter, and Joyce, I don't know if he can be a top heavyweight. He don't possess a lot of power. I thought the Juggernaut was a power puncher, but Joyce really don't possess a lot of power. He hurt Bryant Jennings, a couple times. I wouldn't say hurt, buzzed him, but Bryant Jennings had to hurt tonight when he hurt him with the body shot, and he buzzed him a couple times. But Joyce, he ain't a powerful puncher. He don't possess the speed But, he do throw a lot of punches, and, he got underrated defense. Let me just say that. All right, before I get off, I'll be angry if I didn't say that, because I was thinking that Joe Joyce could roll shots, slip shots. I think Joe Joyce's defense is underrated. I seen it tonight. He did take some punches, but he rolled a lot of those shots. He slipped a lot of those shots, and he was able to take that step and a half and to really keep from Bryant Jennings from touching him. So Joe Joyce, he got solid defense. He got a way above average defense for the average heavyweight in this division. And I was impressed with his defense. I was impressed with his volume punching. I was impressed with his stamina. And I didn't like the way they took the point away from Bryant Jennings. But, it was no doubt in my mind. Bryant Jennings somehow thought he won the fight. And it was nowhere near close to winning. So I don't know what advice or what his corner was seeing. But he got the front end, the brakes, the rotors, the struts beat off his ass tonight. But, hey, it is what it is. We'll see where he go from this point in his career. I know he was top ranked. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. In addition to that, don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing to 18% off the 100% all natural products. Check them out. You won't be mad. And check out our playlists out. A lot of heavyweight boxing type of playlists as well. One time for the one time we done.